Hey everyone, it's Jonathan here, founder of Driving Academy, and I'm showing you this video because you want to get your CDL license, but you have one question on your mind. How in the world am I going to pay for this CDL training itself, right? And that's why we titled this video exactly what we did, how to pay for your CDL school and save money during training. So the goal of this video is to actually give you a few different ideas on how to actually pay for your CDL school itself, kind of give you a range of pricing of what CDL is going to cost you, and maybe there's a best way that you haven't thought about on exactly how to make sure that you get your CDL license in the most affordable way possible. So here at Driving Academy, we consider ourselves one of the best CDL schools in the country, not just because of our training, but also because of how flexible we are. One of the cool things about us is we are super flexible when it comes to the actual training piece. We're open up 7 days a week, which means you get to pick the training around your needs. And that's going to come in handy on some of these different ideas that we're going to give you about how to pay for school. Before you actually know how to pay for school, you have to understand what is the price range of schools itself. So depending on where you are in the country, you're going to see crazy price ranges. You're going to see anything from like the $2,500 range all the way up to, I've seen like $22,000 itself, right? So that's a huge range of actual courses all around. Not every school is created equal. There are certain schools out there that will go with a smaller price point, but of course, when you pay less, you're gonna get a lot less as well. There's one school out there that I know that's like in the $2,500 range, and they'll say they'll give you a bunch of training, but really it's just like 20 minutes inside of a truck, 1 or 2 times a week type of thing. And they expect you to really learn how to drive just by having that little bit of training. So when you are comparing pricing, make sure you get fully aware of which questions you should ask, and don't just go for the cheapest option out there. I've heard many different stories from certain students who have actually fallen into a simple trap where they go for the cheapest school possible, and this school knows, okay, I'm going to give you a cheap course, it's going to be a little bit of training, a little bit of hours of training, knowing that you're going to fail, you're going to use all the hours up, and then you're going to come back and pay me more money as you keep going itself, right? So it's super, super important that you become fully educated and you get the right value for the actual education that you're paying for. That being said, how do you actually pay for it? On average, a CDL license is going to cost in the $5,000 range, right? Sometimes you're going to get closer to $6,000, $8,000. Sometimes it's going to be a little bit cheaper, around like the $4,500 range or so. But usually on average, when it comes to the actual CDL schools here in Driving Academy, most of our students will invest anywhere from $3,000 to $5,000 in the actual education, depending on the course that they actually do pick. Option number one is going to be just pay for it in full. This is for the people who are planners. They know that, hey, I want to get this goal going. I want to start saving money. I want to start cutting down on my expenses. You save up a bunch of money until you get to that $4,000, $5,000, $6,000 range. You just say, hey, I'm ready to get this thing going, and you're good to go there. Benefits of paying things in full, especially at our school, you get a lot more flexibility on when you can come in for training, and there's 0 payments, which means you can get in and out as fast as possible. All right. Then the second option is actually going to be one of our most popular options that people take at our school, is going to be an interest-free payment plan, which means you pay a little bit down and then you pay as you go with 0 interest, and everyone qualifies. The cool thing about Driving Academy students is that all you need to get started is $500 down, and then we can work on an interest-free payment plan for the rest. So to show you how the payment plan works is everything just has to be paid in full before you finish training. So that means if you are coming in part-time because you're working a full-time job, as an example, at that point you're just going to be coming in maybe 2 times a week, 1 time a week, 3 times a week. It's completely up to you. And depending on how long that training course is going to be, we're just going to say, okay, this is your balance. These are how many weeks you have left. You just have to make weekly payments. If for whatever reason you can't make the payment that week because life gets in the way, no big deal. Just put your training on hold for that week, and then the week after, when you can make the payment, we'll continue everything right back up again. We make it super flexible. Like I said, everyone qualifies, and there is 0 interest. So that is a great way you can actually save money while paying for your CDL training itself, right? The next option that you can do is find a grant. So there's 2 main grants that you can go after. There's going to be grants for unemployment people, so people who are currently unemployed or what's considered underemployed. And if you live in New Jersey or any place else in the country, you can go to your local unemployment office and you can actually see what grants they have available for vocational training. Pretty much that conversation is going to be like, hey, I don't have a job, I don't have money to go to school, can you guys help me get a job? And the government's willing to invest into your actual education, and what winds up happening there is you'll actually get educated, you'll find a job, making more money, and the government can now collect more tax on your income that you're making. So it's a win-win for everybody when you really think about it. So that's one option if you are considered unemployed or underemployed. The other option is if you served our great country as a veteran, we do thank you for your service. We do actually accept the GI Bill. So you can actually have the GI Bill completely pay for the entirety of your school. Now the cool thing about our vets is that our country takes care of them pretty well, at least in this aspect of it. That being said, you can come to school on a full-time basis if you are a vet and you are eligible for the GI Bill. And when you are doing that, the actual government will pay you an additional stipend to live in whatever area that you are going into school. With this, not every single school is GI certified. Many driving academies across the country are, so make sure you're checking out which locations are and which locations aren't. But the cool thing is, if you do go to a school that is GI certified, you pretty much don't have to pay anything for your training as long as you're 100% eligible. And you actually will start getting paid because you're a full-time student, which is an amazing thing as well. All right, so the next option that a lot of people don't even think about is going to be putting it on a credit card. So you might have a credit card that has a $4,000 to $5,000 limit and you have that space on it. What a lot of our students do is they decide, okay, I'm going to put everything on the credit card itself. I'm then going to work my butt off. I'm going to come in full-time and I'm going to get in and out as soon as possible. Where if you really kind of time it right, you can charge the card at the beginning of the month, and if everything works out smoothly, by the end of the month, you should be able to have your license. Within a week or two of having your license, you can actually have a job already to start paying back your credit card. So if you actually wind up doing that, then it really costs you nothing because the credit card is the one that paid for it. The new job that you're having, we can actually help you find a job that even makes it more sweet, where you can have a tuition reimbursement bonus where, hey, the job knows you paid for this course itself, so they're going to pay your normal salary plus an extra bonus every single month, paying back your tuition. So now technically this actual training is completely free to you because it's on the credit card, which you can wait a month before you start paying for it. Start paying the minimums until you do get your job, and once you get that actual tuition reimbursement, all that money goes right to the credit card and you're back to square one, but you keep making a lot more money to it. It's a great thing as long as you have that. Now, if you don't have a credit card that actually has that kind of limit, the next option is asking friends and family. One of the cool things about asking friends and family to invest into something like this, if they like you and if they love you, is that you can really tell them, hey, I'm trying to get better, I'm trying to improve myself. And most people are willing to actually help somebody improve themselves to the next level. And for them, it's a super safe bet because once they invest in you, you're actually going to be able to go through the training, get yourself a CDL license, and make a lot more money than what you're making now, so you'll be able to pay them back without any problems whatsoever. And usually family and friends are a lot cheaper than the actual bank itself when you go get a loan. Which actually brings us to the next option, which is you can go to the traditional route and you can start looking for loans out there, right? When you start looking for loans, then you can get things like personal loans, or you can go on a bunch of websites that offer like payday advance loans or anything like that, to try to get everything going. The next option, which can get more creative, which is actually sell your stuff that you're not using. So we actually have a great story of one of our ex-students who graduated from us a few years back. He actually had no money to pay for school, and he wound up selling his car to actually pay for the tuition here. So that means that he was super determined. What wound up happening was, because he was so committed to this outcome itself, he wound up coming in every single day for the training. He committed himself to it. He wound up passing the test the second time he went for it, right? Because it was harder than he thought it was going to be. At that point, he decided to open up his own company. After working for a company for a while to start saving up some money again, he partnered up with somebody who was a money guy. He became the truck driver, started one truck, scaled out to 2, scaled out to 3. They split up, and then eventually he started his own company with his own truck itself. And now last time I talked to him, he was up to like 12 or 15 trucks, making more money than he's ever done, all because he didn't have the money, but he was committed to the outcome and he sold the car. So if you knew that if you were committed in your entire life, 3 years from now would be completely different financially than it is today, what are you willing to actually do to pay for this little investment that you're going to make over and over and over again? He probably makes $5,000 a day now, and he paid that for his actual training and tuition when he was here. So really put it in perspective to you. It's not going to be a cost, it's actual an investment for you. All right, so now let's talk about some creative ways on how you can actually get this done. Another creative way could be where you find a company that's looking for CDL drivers. You go work for them as the warehouse worker, you kind of start building up trust, and you start talking to your boss and be like, hey, I know you're looking for drivers. I committed myself to you. I'm a loyal person. I show up every day, I work hard. will you mind sponsoring me to actually go to CDL school, and I can actually work for you for a certain amount of time, right? And at that point, now they're investing into you, because at the end of the day, they're going to help out their business, and you're more valuable as a driver than you are as a warehouse worker in this case. You can make more money for yourself. They get a driver, you get a CDL license paid for, and everybody wins. Like I said, there's so many ways that you can pay for your CDL school, and we are not going to let money come in between us and you getting what you want with the CDL license, and us getting what we want, which is helping 1 million people get on the road to freedom. The cool thing about it is, if you go to any one of our locations by checking out our website, cdldrivingacademy.com, all of our team members are trained to be creative and help you solve the money problem if that is a problem for you. Like I said, $500 down is all you need to get started, and we can work out an interest-free payment plan for the rest. If you're still worrying about, hey, how do I actually pay for this school or anything like that, don't worry about it. Our team members are trained to help you out for your specific situation, because we understand everyone's unique and special. That being said, check out our website, cdldrivingacademy.com. Make an appointment with one of our locations anywhere across the country, and we are more than happy to help you out as well. Thanks, and I'll see you soon. Hey, thanks so much for watching this video. If you want to get your CDL license, you know where to go. Check out our website, cdldrivingacademy.com, right over there. And if you like this video, you'll definitely like this video right over here, so make sure you check that out. But before anything else, make sure you subscribe, and I'll see you soon.